all these years of hardship. After everything they told me, I will show them that even I can be the best player.
Blood Bowl!
Well, hello everyone, and it is finally here! Blood Bowl 3! We've been waiting for a rather long time for this, have we not? Quite excited. It is the early access at the moment. So remember that there is a few things that will probably still be finalised in the release patch, that kind of thing. Yada yada yada. Because the full release is in 3 days' time, I think, for me. I'm not sure. 3 days' time? About that anyway. Let's jump in and hit play. There is a campaign. And I think this is like... These are like, this is a tutorial campaign, and maybe this is like a little campaign, the first one. Then when you do that one, you unlock these ones? I don't know. Sponsors. We'll just leave it as the default one for now. Because as most of you know, I was played a lot of Blood Bowl 2 and the old rules of Blood Bowl 1 and 2. And a wee bit of the tabletop, not much. And so I knew those rules really, really well. And even though I didn't feel like I was insanely good at Blood Bowl, I got a lot of people that were like in my old Blood Bowl videos like, oh, thank you for teaching me how to play the game after watching you play. Like, it helped me a lot, and this, that, and the next thing. So anyone that's coming here for a how to play right now, this is the new rule, so I'm not 100%. But as we go through the tutorial, I was really good at the old one apparently, according to people. Hopefully, then you can learn the new ones with me if that's one of the reasons you're here. So let's jump in to the campaign. Six of the most influential brands of the old world decided to host an extraordinary tournament, the Clash of Sponsors. The best teams answer the call for their tournament, which will mark the history of Blood Bowl. Clash of the Sponsors.
Hey there, loser. You really thought that Blood Bowl was just about spilling blood and wrenching balls? You're in the big leagues now. That's why you need a sponsor. Win your games and I'll get you some contracts with the most powerful companies of the old world. Remember, with big money comes big trickery.
Right, so Fitness Club, the Outsiders. Okay, this Fitness Club is a new chain of sports clubs fostered by the sportswear giant Orkidas. Is the sponsor of this competition that is placed under the banner of pure violence. Complete the first series of introductory matches to unlock access to the campaign competitions for your own teams. So, this one, I suppose. Orkidas.
He has an appetite for victory and fresh ghouls. Meet former captain of the Gouged Iron star player, Varag Ghoul Chewer.
Varag is a tactical player, which is rare for an orc. Makes him really dangerous. He kept his team on top of the league for 6 straight seasons.
Today, Varag is the coach of the Outsiders.
I can't wait to see what will ooze out of that vicious mind.
lovely stadium. I was going to say classic humans versus orcs, but these teams are just a wee bit of everything. Like, this is a human team, and this is a dwarf team with a old guy. Dwarfs? Wait, what? No, that's a human too. Is that a halfling? Must be a mixed team. Blood Bowl welcomes you to this tutorial. Explain the rudiments of the game. Get ready to break some
Kid,
jaws.
listen to me. I'm gonna teach you the tricks of the trade.
The aim of the game is to score touchdowns. That's the same as the old rules that I knew well. Obviously, the team touchdowns into the match.
This competition is sponsored by Orchidas.
Let's hope it's better.
The position of the ball is clearly visible thanks to this blue halo. Right. Blah. Move the camera, I'm guessing WASD.
There is no need to introduce Orchidas, the preferred equipment supplier of Chaos teams.
That's not all, Jim. They're also the ones with the biggest sizes. I get my stuff from there.
Ah, now that explains several things.
And go, so we can tell him to move a square. Simple enough. Yep. We're going to tell him to go there, and it's a 3+ to pick up. And agility. So yeah, it looks like some of the rules are rather obvious changes. I'll just go over the rules to say I've noticed that are way different when I point them out. Now, this one isn't way different. Agility 3+. It's basically... it's making it simpler for new players, because before that would have been an agility of 3 as well, but it wouldn't have been a 3+. An agility score of 3 meant you've got the ball in a 3+. If you went up to agility score of 4, it meant it would have been a 2+. If you went down to an agility score of 2, so it's basically they've just taken out the number that correlates to where on the table you are. They just give you the number you need, and then modifiers will just affect it directly. So it is a wee bit simpler, and then it also looks like they've split agility into passing and agility, so it is both simpler and more complicated at the same time. So I actually kind of like that change. And the armor value, that's the same, except they've just added the plus at the end of it, because before it used to just say 9, but it was 9+. Right. Go. Pick up the ball.
They must have glue
He rolled
on
a
their
4.
fingers.
Brilliant. On a D6. Right, now it wants me to move there and then pass. Yep, so... oh, validate, go
I can't
validate.
understand why they keep broadcasting matches with all these rookie teams. It's not like anyone cares.
Did I do some drop? Right,
This
go
is-
there, and pass. Plan to move.
Basic principles
Cool.
are beginning to sink in.
Which in
there.
itself is encouraging.
I wouldn't go that far.
Select the indicate, right, select the
Basic
indicated player.
principles are beginning to sink in.
Oh, wait,
Which in
whoa,
itself is
okay,
encouraging.
I understand now. It's not wanting me to pass, it's wanting to teach me about dodge.
So, Bob,
Okay.
what do you think of the training program from Orchidas, the sponsor of this competition?
That
I'll
you
do
have
the
to be
sequence,
very,
go.
very strong, or
We managed
very,
to
very
dodge, we got a
stupid
3+.
to sign up.
Right.
Now, show me what you got.
Right, so now it wants me to block, which just there, 1.
Hey, at last, some action.
A 1-die block, strength 3 versus strength 3, that's the same as before, so that means it's a 1-die block of me being the aggressor.
You can't argue with that call, can you, Bob?
And
No.
that looks like it's just the old down from before. And follow, stay put, follow, so those stuff's the same.
Time.
And that was the armor value roll, so that's the same. Right. Success, next challenge
Now,
out.
show me what you've learned.
Alright, so select the indicated player, plan a block.
He's a coach.
I've got more strength, so we get
An
2 dice this
ex-slave
time and we'll get to
who
choose the
whips
one
his
we
players.
want.
Real
Happy days.
textbook case.
Right, we're definitely not choosing the skull, because if that is the same as the old rules, that means I get knocked on my backside. We will choose the push. Right. The push, and that means we just push them, and then we can choose to follow. We will choose to follow.
Each season, the new Orchidas collection brings
And
joy
1 die.
and poverty to the
Go.
followers of fashion.
Some people
Hey,
watch the
pow!
Chaos Cup to see
Let's
the new
knock him on his
stars.
ass. And follow! And that's going to knock the ball out of his hands
Is
too.
a dead player, oft times at any rate.
Next challenge! That was teaching us about blocking. So those rules are all identical to before. This isn't as different as I thought it was going to be. I didn't even see the guy there. The ogre's blocking that much. We got 3 dice. Obviously we choose the POW. I'm not even reading the tutorial on the side. I'm just guessing what it wants me to do. Are we going to finally break some armor?
That player better get up. Nothing good comes from spending any time on the ground in this game.
What does it want me to do? Plan a block against this guy? Here we go then. Go!
That's a good choice for this.
Oh, it's going to be a turnover. It's going to be a turnover.
Coach got everything done he wanted to because it's the other team's girl.
Yep, turnover. If you make one of your guys fall flat on the pitch, it's a turnover. You lose your turn and it instantly becomes the enemies. That's the same as the old rules. Next challenge.
What do you think about what just happened, Bob?
Oh, it's not that bad.
Standing players
Who
up.
needs to learn the rules anyway?
Now, that's important.
And then, right, what does it want me to do now? Validate the sequence. Does it want me to dodge? Can't be bothered reading it. He dodged, that's good.
I get the feeling there are going to be some fireworks.
Go, do the block. Oh, defender stumbles. Now, if this is the same as the old rules, it will knock him flat on his face unless he has the dodge skill. Does he have the dodge skill? He's got sure hands, animosity to all teammates, and pass. He does not. So this will knock him on his ass if it's the same as the old rules. Yep, it knocked him on his ass.
Another player on the ground. The coach will be spitting teeth about this.
You've wiped out the opposition ball carrier. Now can use that player to pick up the ball. Go do it.
He's going to make him suffer.
He picked it up and then go get a touchdown. Oh, he's going to have to roll 2 2+s for going for this.
Yeah, sure.
Both of them were finally got a touchdown.
A touchdown with a last-minute lunge. That could have ended in disaster.
So, I'll take this second, I suppose, to, they look like bees. Say that, basically the main thing in Blood Bowl is it's... What's the word I'm looking for? Risk management. What is the most important stuff that has no risk of causing a turnover? You do them first, and then you have to balance how important it is to do it versus how risky it is. So you do the stuff that is no risk completely first, and you do all those stuff, and then you'd slowly move on and go up and start doing the stuff that's very little risk and important, and then you'd move on to doing the stuff that is important but a wee bit risk, and so on until you're doing the very risky and important stuff, and then you do the very risky unimportant stuff. It's sort of like that. Right, so Old World Alliance. So yeah, those teams were like mashes of all like humans, elves, dwarves, hobbits, halflings. Let's go into the second tutorial. On air. I must say, I'm loving the production values of this. It feels like they've knocked it through the park. I'm loving the cinematics. I'm loving the extra life and breath they've breathed into this world. That was worded very badly, but I hope you all get what I'm meaning here. Is that lizard? What is that? Is that? No, I think it's just humans. Or is it beastmen? I've seen horns. What were they? Looks very sparky. We were Chaos, weren't we? And it looks like they're humans and stuff against. That must have been Chaos I was looking at. Yeah, that's the Chaos. We're up against Chaos. Welcome to the second Blood Bowl match with the unassigned Rookies team. Right, it's going to teach us about Blitz. Oh wait, no it's not. Yeah, it is. Now, Blitz, if this... I'm just going to say how it worked in the old one. If this works the same way as it does in the old one, you'd get one Blitz action every turn. And so normally, these two guys could fight because they started beside each other. But this guy cannot fight either of them because he didn't start beside them. You can only fight people that you start in base contact with at the first beginning of the turn. But once per turn, you get a Blitz action. and that lets you attack people outside of your initial sort of threat, your full sort of square around you. So yes, that is great. Another way you can attack people is if it doesn't, you don't need to start. So say this guy, some reason, say these two squares were blocked, and this guy here pushed him, and then that pushed him, and then that pushed him to this square there. He could then fight because he hasn't moved. It's just you're not allowed to move and then fight. And if this looks like Blitz is the same here, let's just see. A Blitz's decoration usable once per turn, same as before. Allows you to combine a move action with a block. Yeah, so it's exactly the same as before. So I don't know why I thought these rules were going to be so different. You know, I really should have just done my homework. How? Follow! We're going to finally break someone's armor.
If I had a gold crown for every player I've seen lying on the field during my career,
And he wants me to
well,
move it.
I could start my own team. You only need a
And
million.
it's saying that Blitz is once per turn is now gone. But look, see, these guys can fight. Because they started beside each other, and he's not moved, so he can punch him. Basically, if you've not moved, you can punch. This guy can help, even though he moved. Happy days. Keeps it simple. Oh, both down! Both down! That means we both get knocked on our arses. Now, unless I've got the block skill, I have no skills. But I also want to point out this horn skull here. Yep, because this does work the same way as it did in the old rules. So it looks like they just sort of fine-tuned it with the stuff like the agility and the passing change. But looks like it's 99% the same, so I think we're going to be golden to go straight into this pretty well. I just want to point out their horn skill. It combines with the Blitz. So he gets +1 strength, bringing him to strength 4 whenever he does a Blitz action. And you can call your Blitz. Even if, say he wanted to punch him right here, right now, you can call your Blitz. You don't have to move. It just allows you to move and fight at the same time. And I want to point out here, this guy's here, we get +1 strength for everyone that's assisting. And if it's like the old rules, you get an assist for everyone that is not in contact with an enemy that is in contact with. So if this guy was here, he wouldn't be able to assist because he's got an enemy in contact. But there's no other enemies in contact here, so he would get to blitz them. Now, in the old rules, once again, there was a guard skill that would mean even if he was here, this guy could still assist. And it made guard a really powerful thing to have if you had lots of it in your team. But if you didn't have any guard in your team, or you just had 1 or 2 guys with guard kind of thing, like say this guy had guard and then he was down here, it basically means this guy punches this guy first, so then I lose my guard basically. But yeah, both down, it's going to be a turnover. And both armor values were fine. So yeah, guard was an insanely powerful ability to have when your whole team had it basically. But when you only have one man with guard, it's basically worthless. It was basically a giant punch me first to negate my skills thing. Your team begins a new turn. The limited use of decoration counter is reset at the start of each turn, so we can do more blitzes. Happy days. So it's going to want us to blitz again? Yes, it is. Go! Don't know why this would be the thing you do. Oh, both down again. Oh, but I've got block. This character has block. Oh, and we broke his armor, so we had to roll for an injury, and it's just a stunned. That basically is no injury, because when it gets back to his turn, those stars will disappear and you'll be able to stand up. I think it reduces his movement. If I'm thinking of the old rules. When he got the higher on the injury table, he'd be have the bigger stars, then go back to those stars, and then they can get back up. Now down, the armor value's made. Yep, it's 6 a roll. Log shortcut, so we can go to the log. See, he got a stunned. Which is basically just means he's fine. Nothing happens. Oh, we're gonna go. Yes, yes, I love it. Once per turn, you can do this, which is a legal move. Oh, we knocked him out. So he rolled a KO, which just means he's knocked unconscious and he's over in the reserves. And every time a drive ends, which is when someone gets a touchdown or gets to half time, then he'll get to make a dice roll to see if he comes back to conscious. And if he comes back to conscious, he can come back to the field as long as the number of players allow. That's if it's the same as the old rules, but I'm assuming they wouldn't have changed that. They've changed that little. Boom. Now let's make use of the secret of the successful powers. Now, let us move to the secret, obviously, 6 or foul. Move more players. So, yeah. Go. So, having more, so you get more pluses.
He's not looking. He's not looking. Get in there.
Yeah, so basically, your chances to break the arm, you're getting... Oh, wait, no, wrong guy, this guy. And then I'm going to get someone to come in, yep, and foul.
Support is the
Let's
foundation
see.
of your strategy.
So it's getting +3 to the roll value to break the armor here. So the chances that we actually hurt him are quite high. Death! Oh, he just got dead!
Any punch that can detach a head from the body.
Yep, and if the ref sees you doing a foul, your player's going to get sent off, so it is very risky. There is skills like goblins have a sneaky get. The referee has no self-defense, a foul carries a risk of being caught in the act. Fortunately, the argue the call option brings your coach to a small chance of dissuading. Oh! Where is this? Where's the argue the ref? This is new. You couldn't do this before. Argue with the ref. Use a bribe. Oh, do nothing. Ah, there we go. Call. Argue the roll. Yes. Argue the call. Turnover. Yeah, you get a turnover if you get a player sent off too. KO'd or knocked out players in the dugouts. We talked about this earlier. Next challenge.
Now, that's important.
Counter a new situation. You have the opportunity to score a touchdown by selecting your thrower and passing. Looks like you get one pass a turn.
Perfect pass. Well
Which I'm
played.
pretty sure is that the same as before? Yeah, you got one pass a turn and one
What do you think about what
handoff.
just happened, Bob?
Oh, it's not that bad.
Oops.
Who needs to learn the rules?
What did I forget to
anyway?
do? What did I forget to do? I think I forgot to select to do the pat. There we go. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to say to do the handoff at the end.
What's that player doing?
You caught it.
Rolling on the ground in agony. Jump.
Touchdown!
Sorry.
Oh,
What do you think about what
I
just
think I
happened,
misclicked again.
Oh, it's not that
Oopsie
bad. Who
McDoopsie.
needs to learn the rules anyway?
Touchdown! Boom!
That means a fresh start. Carnage can start all over again.
Claws of Chaos. Right. Next one. Done. Match 3. There's only 2 this time, so we're going to get through this pretty fast.
Tired of getting trampled? Dreaming of the big guy silhouette? Run faster, you runts! I'm Varagul Chewer! And I'm Lord Borak. We at Oculus have developed a personalized training program for weak scumbags like you. You'll be out there crushing orcs in only 4 weeks. Join Fitness Club Oculus and finally become the big guy of the match.
The Goblin, turn yourself into a troll. That caught me off guard. I must admit, that was
Match
good.
is
I like
starting
that.
up again for the final chapter in this competition. Everything will be decided now.
Sleepy troll. Sleepy orc. Is that Vrag himself? Oh no, that's the ghoul chair there. I'm used to the new model for him in the tabletop, where it's got like actual like a dead ghoul on his head, which is why I'm constantly like, who's Vrag? Because I'm used to just going right, the guy with the ghoul on the head, and I suppose I should be looking for the eye. Welcome to the third match. We have looked for some special actions as well as the use of
And Varag
skills.
is walking onto the pitch to, well, to attack
Do the
opposing
blitz.
team's players.
Well, it's either that or beat up his own
I'm
players.
guessing he's going to use
Then
dodge
he can
here.
be magnanimous when he wants.
Oh, nope, nope, nope. It's going to be both
It's
down.
the orcs. You either
What I
hit
get?
hard
Oh,
enough,
use a
try
reroll.
not to get caught.
Ah,
And
okay. I didn't
Varag
see
is
the
walking
reroll.
onto the pitch to, well, to attack the opposing team's players,
It's either that or
Go!
beat up his own players.
proving that he can be magnanimous.
We've
when he
got 2
wants.
rerolls, but you can only use, if it's the same as the old rules, you can only use 1 a turn. So as soon as I've used this reroll, that's it. Kapoop. Anything else like this again, I'd get a turnover.
Those tips. They'll have to
Down he
pick up
goes,
the
and I thought it might
blood.
have been teaching me about dodge there as well, but it didn't.
Gouged up. A team written in the legend of Blood Bowl.
Oh, broke his armor, and
It's not
what
so much
injury is
about
that? A 6 is just stunned.
scoring
Okay, so
touchdowns
that's fine.
as it is about disabling the opposition or killing them or both.
Right. Marked, so that means he's getting 2 +1s here. Wait, no, they're marked. This guy's marking them, so they're not giving him +1s. That's what marked means. So that's basically, they're just adding an extra word in there, so why they can, or maybe marked was in the old rules, it just didn't come up and tell you why, it just,
A snotling bacon
probably was in
pie
the written in
stands
the
more
rules.
chance than this.
Use a team reroll, so you can now use all your rerolls in 1 turn.
Where's the nearest pie shop?
Ah, now it's going to teach me about dodge. Yep, there we go. He's using his dodge skill, so that doesn't count as a down. We will.
That guy will never fall.
Right,
Var.
pow. Yep.
He's a coach who keeps a tight grip.
An ex-slave who whips his players.
Validate the
Real
sequence.
textbook case.
That's good, kid.
What does it want me to do?
Fast.
Jump over. Oh, hello. Standard activation. How do I use his jump skill? Catch, reroll, or is it just? No, that's dodge. Plan to jump.
That's good, kid. You learn fast.
Jump over. So can everyone jump now? They don't need the jump skill. I think that's new. Oh, he failed. And he died. Casualty. Dead. Use your apothecary. The apothecary gave you basically a reroll where you get to choose what happens. So instead, no injury.
It's not nice to carry off your opponents.
There we go.
He was dead, Bob.
Validate. Let's go there. Oh, we're going to ring him out.
Against the orcs,
Oh, oops.
it's simple.
I forgot.
Either hit harder than them.
Yep, we're going to ring him out because see if I just went there and blitzed him and it comes a push, I would have pushed him there because he always takes the option where they stay in the ring if possible. But now, if I go there and blitz him, he'd have to move to there, or there with a blitz pushing him from there. Because it's always the opposite side to get pushed. So if he was him doing it, it'd be there, or there. And because they're off the pitch, that one's taken, he'd have to go to those two because they're open. If these two were blocked by people as well, I'd choose them then push. But if there's an open space, so you always go for the empty space on the pitch before the empty space off the pitch. Then you always go for empty spaces even off the pitch before taking ones. So let's go.
Those players are very close.
So yeah, it's just going to be a push, it's going to be off the pitch. And then if it's like the old rules, the crowd will eat them. Ow. That was a wee bit loud and weird.
The fans seem
Yep.
very rabid today. But they leave a few
And he has to roll an injury. What did he get? He got stunned. But he's also... Ah, look, is that his helmet? Oh no, it's the ball. I thought that was his helmet flying back on.
As the Orchidas spokesman, do you think our
Scored a
star
touchdown.
holds it against
Oh, he's
him?
got to dodge away. He's got to dodge away. He managed to
Yes,
dodge.
they picked up the ball.
Whoopie-dee-doo. Go! Run for the touchdown!
Touchdown!
That's not bad at all. It looks like the rules are 99.9% the same. I'm gonna have to just double check that I pay close attention to a few of the skills, because I would imagine a few of the skills work slightly different, but yeah, the game's 99% the same. The agility being separated into... Oh, yeah, back to the menu. The agility being separated into pass and agility is a difference, but
We
apart from
just
that,
heard
seems the
that the
same.
Essendon rookies have been thrown out for taking probability-altering substances. The NAF declared that the young team will not be allowed to continue in the Clash of Sponsors competition. Apparently, they were caught red-handed dipping into the D6 bag. Blood samples taken by the sports doctors confirmed the presence of illegal substances.
If they'd read Lord Borak's official biography, they'd know how to avoid this kind of thing. Bribery.
Rufus Bottomfoot, the team's agent, was quick to stress his confidence in his coach.
We're going to rebuild our team and continue the clash of sponsors. After all, it's only the players that were suspended, and they're expendable.
It's reassuring to see that these talented, caring leaders of men have the know-how to get back on their feet after such a chaotic start.
Yeah. Job's done. Job's a good un, boss. Right. That's this one done. I take it we go on to the pirate crew. Yes, and I think we'll start that next time where hopefully we get a full-blown proper game. That'd be great because we've done the tutorial now. And I'm quite interested to see that it looks like they've expanded it because this one is actually a tutorial one. Blood Bowl 2, it was kind of like the whole campaign was kind of like a really long tutorial, but it kind of wasn't at the same time because by the time you got about halfway through there wasn't actually any tutorial in it. But you still had like players that were better, it was still an easier game, it was kind of felt like a really long tutorial just to set you up to play the rest of the game. And I wonder if this is going to feel the same way, or if this is going to feel more campaigny. It looks like it's going to feel more campaigny. But yes, I'm really itching to get going on further in. I'm going to go straight into recording a second part right now, but we're going to jump into this one. See yous all there. And you know what, if yous are all good, I may release the two straight up ASAP, but almost back to back, because I'm going to get this up as soon as I can, then I'll probably try and get the second one up almost straight away. So yes, hope you've all enjoyed this. I shall see you all next time. Bye. Well, hello everyone. It's time for more Blood Bowl. Let's do this. Let's do it. What's this? Competition, the pirate crew. If you haven't already offered paid leave to your players, this competition is created by the cruiser crews will allow them to catch a glimpse of the sea and drink their fill. Status create, format knockout. Okay. My registered teams register a team. Schedule. Okay. Is this a campaign? Yeah, this is just a campaign. Register a team. Do we need to create a team then? You have no teams available for this. So we need to maybe then create a team then. Teams. All my teams, my available teams, teams and competitions. Create a new team. Ah, wait, your teams. Find all your teams in the screen. If you don't have a team, create your own by selecting create a new team button. Bottom left, you can access the menu of your teams by selecting the corresponding tile. Do not speak. Yeah. Right, create a new team. Who are we going to want to play first? Each race has a strength and weaknesses. Yada, yada, yada. I know about that. Who do we want to play? Imperial Nobility. Orcs. Yeah, orcs are quite simple. Black orcs. I'm actually surprised that they've got the mastery. Oh, wait. Imperial Nobility. I'm surprised they've got the mastery required up there for Imperial Nobility. Because they. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no. Oh, those are lines. That's just. Ah, there they go. The basic humans. Yeah, I was going to say, they used to be the two teams that everyone would recommend as a starter. And I've not looked much at these guys, and I thought they were just basically reskinned human team. They were almost identical. And then the black orcs looked like they were just orcs with more black orcs. So yeah, these were the two teams that everyone recommended you play as your first couple of teams as Blood Bowl. And you go to orcs if you're leaning more towards being a bashy wanting to fight, and you go to humans if you want to lean more into the passing and playing side of things. But they're good sort of jack of all trades, master of none teams. And then if you're playing as orcs and you find you want to do a bit more passing, you can then maybe jump to humans. If you're playing as orcs and you want to be even more bashy, you can jump to chaos, or black orc, I suppose. And yeah, and you can then, from these two, because they're good sort of jack of all trades, you can then work out what you want to try next. Maybe if you're humans and you want to do even more passing, you can jump to like an elven team. Which, it looks like they've all not got... There's Elven Union, which is a mix of the elves, and Dark Elves, Old World Alliance. It looks like there's not basic elves here. You know, I think we're going to start off with Chaos. Yeah, we're going to start off as Chaos. What should we call these? BC's Bashers. Yeah, BC's Bashers. Now we're gonna do it manually. Confirm team creation. You know what we may do? You'll probably know if I've done this already. We may add this to the last video. And then do my first match, because matches, if matches take the same time as before, they were about 45 minutes long. So we're going to want the first part to definitely be longer as well. So if I put the team creation in the last video, that's going to be great, and these are getting more content in the first video. So yes, Chaos Ogre and Chaos Troll, they're new additions to this team. Before they used to just get the Minotaur. And then Chaos Blocker and Beastman Runner Lineman. So they've changed the name from Chaos Warrior to Chaos Blocker, but apart from that, Agility 3, I think they only had Agility 2 before, did Chaos Warriors not? I know a lot of the Strength 4 guys only had Agility 2 in the old rules, so I'm not sure in Chaos Warrior, they might be one of the one exceptions, it's been a long time. But we're going to start off with all 4 of them. We're going to start off with our Minotaur. How much money does that leave? We've only got 5 players and we've spent a lot of money. And we really going to want some rerolls probably. So we need at least 6 of these guys. Funding treasure, we don't have much left. We've got enough for a reroll. 30,000 left. We don't have enough for an apothecary or a spare player, but we've got 1 reroll, and then we keep 30,000 in the bank. I think that's what we're going to do. This looks almost identical to the Blood Bowl 1 sort of start. Yeah, we'll keep 30,000 in the bank to save up for another reroll or a spare lineman. Purchase. Recruit the 11 players. Boom. Can we view our team now? So they've got Lone Arctic Skull. Yep. Frenzy allows him to attack twice if it's the same as Old Look. Each requires a block action. He must attempt a follow-up each time if possible. He must then attempt a second block action against the same target player. A player with this skill cannot have grab. Horns, +1 strength. Mighty Blow! Starts off with Mighty Blow. Yes, I like Mighty Blow. If we get able to get this guy claw and block, he'll be great. Though, when he levels up, he takes strength skills and mutations as primary and agility in general secondary. Well, that looks like different than before. Unless it just means, because you rolled the dice, and if you rolled a certain number that was really high, you could take that as a stat boost and you just get a bonus to your stat. So I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll just say if you rolled an 11, you could take a movement allowance if you allowed, if the 11 was the number for that. But other than that, you could always take your core characteristics, which was this guy will be strength and mutation. Then if you got a double, it'd let you take agility or general, if that works the same way as it did in the old one. But yeah, customization. Formation. Oh, so this is going to be where you start by default. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I kind of like that formation. We're going to leave that as is. Offensive, and so you got your default formations there. I really like how you can set this all up before the game and plan it, because in the old one in Blood Bowl 2, you had to set them up in-game. If you know what I mean? Like your first match playing with a team, you'd probably set up a few, but then when you got a new player or anything, you'd probably change it a wee bit. I really like how you can change this stuff here and work out your new stuff. So we've got offensive and defensive. The formation's the same. You know what? We're Chaos. That'll probably do, and I can always just change it slightly on the fly. Anyway, right. Let's take a look. Jersey and emblem. Let's get our team customization in there. What we're gonna want our logo and stuff to be. What's Chaosy? What's Chaosy? Apparently there's up to 15 of these. Come on. Takes a wee bit of time to load. Lots of Skaven ones by the looks of things. Okay, we're into Dark Elves, it looks like. There's some Chaos ones. You know, let's choose that one. Star of Corn. Main color, secondary color. Let's change her. Oh, pattern. Let's take a look at patterns. Let's take a look at this guy because you probably see it better on his armor. Yeah, that looks like it'd be good for Chaos. Maybe like a Zinshi. But then again, we're quite corn looking, so maybe something like a tiger. Main color. I like how it's the names of the Warhammer paints. Light Orca. Back to 1. Control Slayer Orange. Yeah, get that sort of tigery look on them. Then again, it's not going well with our little emblem down there. Morfang Brown. Maybe we should just go back to this sort of corn red. Yeah, and that makes that pop nicely. Let's change this grey though. So what's this changing? Ah, it's that. Evil Sun Scarlet. So it's like a red on red. So it's like very corny. And that colour. What's this? Is this the shorts? Yes, the shorts. What colour should we make our shorts? I think maybe a black. Is there a Baden black? It's Abaddon, but we'll call him a Baden just because that's what he's named after. There we go, that's fine. We'll take a look and see what our Minotaur would look like. The models are glorious, I must admit. Okay. Control. Back to our little beastman. Alright. Jersey emblem, all done. Recruitment players, we can take a look at our players now and their value. So we can see skills and improvement. Sweet. Characteristics. Characteristics cost 18 SPP. So it looks like leveling up works different because it looks like to get a car you just spend SPP instead of leveling up. You just spend SPP? Mutations? Yeah, you just buy them straight up. So to get a skill up it costs them 18. To get a primary it costs 6. To get a secondary it costs 12. So I kinda like this change. And I kinda don't like this change at the same time. Because there's two things that I don't like. What I like about this is it gives you more control. I like the control. But on the other hand, I also really liked the dilemma of something juicy coming up and you get into something unlikely, say you got the doubles on the roll that would let you then take an agility skill, whereas this guy can just get them straight up. So you'd have the option to have like a quite unique character because you roll doubles early on, so you could develop this guy down a different way, and it just gave you this sort of weird off-branching character, or like a random strength up because you rolled didn't really have good well on the dice and it gave you strength. So I like the wee bit sort of wild cards that the level up would cause when you rolled the dice to level up. So yeah, I like the wild cards that threw in, but it does feel nicer overall for 90% of the time to have more control. So I like and hate that change at the same time. And customize, oh yes. Purchase. Oh, it costs points to get these stuff. But I do like that there's lots of customization for our characters, and we're definitely going to be going in and getting our star players. When we finally do have a star player, we're going to come in here. We're going to bling the hell out of them. Like, go straight up there, left arm. Body. Name. So I like that. I like that. So we got our one reroll. Register in a competition. Right, this is online. If we go to campaign. Right. Register by team. Register a team. Free to register. Register the team. A register a team competition, you'll make it experienced. You'll no longer be able to refund when certain staff players. Yeah. Confirm! Alright. And now we'll call this a part for real. Because next time, we're going to be able to go in. Can we see a schedule now? Is there a schedule? There we are. Here we are. We can come in. And we're going to start this Pirate Crew game. There's our next match here. The BC's Bashers versus the Bilge Rats. They've got a much higher team value than me. So yes, hope you've all enjoyed this. Join me next time, for real this time, for our real first match. As you see, is all there. Bye. Bye.